And
Yo, JoeySuki.
whoop whoop. Hello.
Hello.
Have you fixed the light already?
I'm busy with it.
Busy with it. Nice. For all the viewers watching now, let us know what lighting is the best for Ralph because he can't get out of.
No, I'm actually really happy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you look good now. You look good now. I need to fix my light as well here. I'm actually in the new office right now.
Okay. Well, give us a little tour.
In a week. It's almost finished, but I need to add some colors to the walls because now it's all white. It just it's
Mhm.
a bit clinical. But once there's colors to the walls, like it will be very nice.
Well, if you're happy, I'm happy.
I was guessing so. Yep.
Hey, and how's life besides the new office? Christmas coming up. What are you going to eat?
I actually just got a steak, like
Hmm.
a very thick piece, like
Yeah.
200 grams per person, with some truffle and what is it? Champion? No, mushroom. With truffles and mushroom,
A champion on it.
with some
Like a champ.
with a champ on it.
Which the skate champ, tennis champ, padel champ.
Exactly. Now with some mushroom truffle sauce and some mashed potato with some truffle in it as well, and some grilled Brussels sprouts.
Always good.
Yeah.
Do you ever cook anything like the wild meat?
Yep.
It's nice.
It's nice, but you really it has a certain taste to it, as in it's yeah.
A real taste.
Hmm?
A real taste.
Yeah, maybe like a bit iron kind of taste or something. Like you need to like it. I like it personally with some red wine sauce or something.
It has like a bitter
Yeah,
in
exactly.
there.
Yeah. But I
And,
do like deer meat, deer beef.
and do you shoot it yourself?
No, I've actually been thinking about that. I think not necessarily a deer, but I think I need to kill an animal just to kind of appreciate the whole process more. Uh,
Okay.
or maybe completely repulse it and never eat meat again.
Well, I get the way you're thinking because it's easy to buy the meat in a package
Exactly.
and don't think of it as it was a living animal. It's also what I try to teach my kids. It's that it's a real, how do you call it? Uh,
A living
mm,
organism.
no,
Organism.
like they should be really happy that they can
It's a
eat
privilege.
meat. A privilege.
Yeah.
Yeah. And not only like a privilege, but yeah, you have to be thankful. I mean, be aware that it once was a living animal. Some people they
Yeah.
talk about eating meat as if it's a right that you can eat meat, but I don't think of it that way. And yeah, it's a privilege.
I think it should be a good thing if everyone kills an animal around 18, 20 years old and then
Yeah,
decide whether they want to eat meat, yes or no. I think
yeah,
that's a
it
good
would be
thing.
also a good thing that you need to kill it barehandedly, and it should be an animal that also could kill you.
Bear
So
fight.
you have to earn the right to eat
Yeah,
meat.
exactly. What are you
Yeah,
eating?
I have no clue, man. I never cook.
Okay. Do you eat at home or do you go out for dinner?
No, no, we eat at home today. Tomorrow we're gonna go see my parents, and the day after we're gonna see the family of my spouse. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. I know what I'm gonna drink.
What are you gonna drink?
Wine. Wine 'em, dine 'em, 69 'em.
A certain type of wine or
Man, I'm saying dumb shit, man. People don't copy this and don't put it in tracks, please. only track that is allowed to use my how do you call it?
Voice.
Composition, my lyrics. Fuck the suits.
Yeah, that's already been done.
I know. I love it.
Yeah.
Melodramatic. You're my guy.
Melodramatic. Yeah,
Who's listening?
I don't think he's here, but maybe.
No, it's a weird day, man. It's the day of
Exactly.
Christmas Eve.
It's a weird week. Everyone's kind of off guard, you know, different rhythms, different patterns, different days. Everybody's off guard. So actually, Josh also said, like in the chat, this is a pleasant surprise. Yes, it is. Israel Carter is here. Kane Scott, Bad Monkey, Lion Harris. What's up, everyone? Merry Christmas. Hope you're doing well.
Hmm? I said, ho, ho, ho.
Ho. Yeah, Jay is a bit later, so he will join in a couple of minutes, but
yeah,
we're here for you right now.
For everybody who's listening, Jay didn't deem you as important enough to be on time. You rat bastard.
Yeah, he was caught in traffic in Amsterdam.
Oh man, I see you drink coffee now. Now I really want some coffee.
Yeah, I got a new machine for this office because the other one's still at the other office.
Yeah.
And it came with like a trial package with like 8 different types of coffee.
Mm.
So now I'm just happily drinking something else every time, just tasting some new stuff.
You also look really happy.
Yeah, do I?
Yeah.
I went to the gym this morning. It's 3 p.m. now, and I'm still in my workout clothes. I didn't shower. I just did stuff for the office, actually. So I went to IKEA. Do not go to IKEA on a holiday. Not the best idea.
No.
So yeah. You know, which I actually got 2 new speakers. Do you notice that collaboration between IKEA and Sonos?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it's actually pretty good.
It is.
I have like the one on yeah.
Sound-wise, Sonos is amazing.
I have Sonos at home.
I don't like the interface.
But this one's pretty big, actually. The speaker in this lamp is pretty decent.
Big isn't always better, man.
No, but you have a bigger woofer, so there's more bass. There's more layers.
What? Woofer? Can you say that again?
Woofer.
Yeah.
Woof, woof.
You have some sub in your voice.
Woofer. Yeah.
No, but to be honest, home speakers are really good nowadays. I actually have in my kitchen the Google speaker, which is, let's say, 4 years old already, and it still sounds pretty amazing for the price and how it looks.
And which one is that?
It's just a normal thing that looks like this.
Oh, okay.
I say, hey, Google.
Hey. Oh, he went to the hairdresser. You look sharp.
You look really sharp.
You look really sharp. Like, unreal sharp.
Thanks, guys.
And you have a cup of coffee there.
Yep.
So you came home, then first made some coffee, and then came here.
Yep.
And I'm sitting here without coffee because I deemed our listeners as important enough to be here on time.
I deem my listeners so important that I need a cup of coffee to give them the proper representation of who I am.
Well, then I'm gonna shut up and let you be you and to the most amazing stories you have with your cup of coffee.
Yeah. So I was a DJ for a long time, and it is a very nice job.
Are you doing something special for Christmas, Jopke?
Yeah, the family's coming. We have Christmas Eve. We do a dinner with my parents. That's tonight.
That's tonight.
So today was Christmas Eve day.
Yeah.
And then Christmas Day, we do with a breakfast, like a nice Christmas breakfast. And like baking and stuff for the second Christmas Day, what we have here in Holland. In other countries, it's called Boxing Day usually.
Yeah.
And then Boxing Day, we have my parents and my brothers and my sisters. I don't have brothers. My sisters come over with all their kids during the day.
We are your brothers.
Coffee really makes you sharp.
Yeah, I'm still finishing it. So before 2 brothers, after 3 sisters.
Yeah, exactly. Actually,
okay.
Talking about the 3 sisters, there's a bar was in Den Bosch.
Also in Tilburg, the Three Sisters.
Tilburg also, the Drie Zusters.
Yeah.
The Three Sisters.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you been?
It was amazing. No, I've not been drinking. I've just been driving.
Okay.
And
You
drinking.
should have been drinking.
The Christmas drink.
Oh man. Oh, I have some nice wines at home, which I'm gonna like.
I'm ready for it.
Yes. Yeah. Hey, but music-wise, I see myself sit in the middle, so I'm taking up the role of Joey today. Have you guys seen any interesting stuff, videos, or whatsoever on TikTok? Any of the other social?
Just sent it to you previously. I can share it. Wait, just a second. It was about the DJ fee of David Guetta.
Interesting.
And you actually hear an event promoter. I'm not sure who he is, but I guess he organizes big festivals in, I think it was Greece or something. And he booked Guetta for 250K for a show on a festival. Quite some money. But I'll just show you and let him tell you.
Thanks, Fresh Ghost. Very nice comment of you. A very Christmas spirit.
I don't know what he said, but
when are they gonna finish his haircut?
Here it is. Here it is.
Man, I'm a big fan. Who said it? Dude.
Fresh Ghost.
250,000 for a festival in Switzerland.
Bloody hell.
Yeah. No, and listen, and David's worth every penny.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, I mean,
just as anyone listening out there, you're going to get £250,000 to do what, a couple of hour set, an hour set.
Yeah, but you're going to make 2 million.
Yeah, agree.
You know, so it's like football.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, it's very, very similar.
Bums on seats.
Yeah. It's bums on seats,
Yeah.
and also, you know, their life is not as easy as people make out. You know,
This is
Ralph
relevant.
and on airlines, and you know, and they are.
Yeah.
I mean, their bodies are in a different time zone.
Yeah.
Like they're in their own time zone because they can't keep up with one or the other. You know.
Yeah.
Ralph, what do you think?
Not a bad feat to give up your time zone, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But
They don't have it easy, man. They have it fucking easy.
well, you know,
I turned since half a year, since Ralph has been talking to me, 360, DJ life. I don't care. It's the easiest life. And it's not for everyone.
It's definitely not for everyone, but I wouldn't be complaining if I would get those fees and fly private, which I have never done in my life. Maybe it's horrendous.
never.
No.
It's not that big of a deal, flying private. It's just way more convenient.
It's relaxed, right? Yeah.
It's like you can, but it's not as special as you think. It's like the first time is fun, and then after that, it's like it's so chill to just arrive and leave. It's like a bus, but it's not that
Yeah, it's like a bus
special anymore.
people, so it's like a really cool car.
What I
Yeah.
think is interesting, what he mentions is, it's actually okay to pay 250 because I'm making 2 million.
Of course. Yeah, because it's a simple
And I think
choice.
that's what we talk about with like starting artists as well. Like most people never really get why those artists are being paid so much, because they forget about the commercial side of things, right? Like tickets are being sold. So why does Guetta get booked for 250K? Because he sells for 2 million.
Exactly.
Oh, wait.
But I think
Yeah.
the reasoning, and that makes sense as a human being. You fly there with an SD card, everything is set up for you, and you get that much money. As a person, you think that makes no sense. So you just see him taking his SD and travel, that's it. Whereas if there's a big band, they have a whole production, especially for them. They bring their own equipment, and then that number makes more sense. But yeah, in the end, it's a business. It's like, hey, if that much money is being made, then apparently David Guetta is worth that much. But yeah, the amount of work he literally has to do for that show is not a lot. Let's be honest. It goes in, of
a
course,
lot of
to
preparation, right? Like visual.
yeah, but you pay also for the 30 years of experience
Yeah.
he has. So that's where the times he was getting 100 euros or whatever in France they used as a currency back then.
Okay.
He's so old. But like then he was also already working, and all those hours come back, and then he gets lucky, and he works hard, and then
you pay for everything, the name, the legacy, the hours, the experience. The hours are being put in before the show, not only on the show itself. That's actually the result of all the work. But yeah, that's always the case. Sometimes when we do production work for somebody, sometimes it just goes real quickly. Like it only takes a few hours, and bam, you already have a really good result. Would somebody then go complain that like, okay, it only took you like 2 or 3 hours? I should pay less. No, it takes us 2 or 3 hours because we have all the experience.
It's funny that there are artists who use ghost producers or co-producers that actually think like that.
Yeah.
I've heard stories where producers would work on a track and then it wasn't used. So they're like, okay, so what are you going to pay us? Oh, well, it only took you 2 hours, right? But yeah, that's not how it works, obviously.
Right.
But normally you also agree upon a kill fee.
A kill fee?
A kill fee when it doesn't, when the person who also gave you the assignment doesn't want to go ahead with that.
And that's just to cover your hours or something.
Yeah, you just say, okay, then it's going to be the flat fee divided by 2 or something.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good one to know for beginning producers. If you do a ghost production, just ask, hey, what if you're not going to release it? Can we still agree on a price for the hours?
Most people are actually really reasonable though, but there are some that don't get it or think a little bit too much from their own perspective and don't get that there's also other perspectives.
Yeah.
And but if you're lucky enough or put in enough work and then you can choose who to work with, and I think that's also really important. Don't do it all for the money, but also for the good relations.
Going back to that DJ fee, I actually think that's a good way to determine your fee. To ask yourself the question, how many people actually show up if I play in a club? Like, how many people will buy tickets?
But that's a hard one to...
No, it's not necessarily connected, but it does give you some sort of range of where you are.
But you also have concepts that will just sell out regardless.
Yeah, because of their name, not of your.
But let's say they book lesser artists. Let's make the quotes clear. And then they cannot uphold their quality that everybody's used from them. I don't say a DJ, if he or she is more expensive, they will be better. There's no, but there is some correlation in the better, the more popular somebody is, the higher the fee. So also when a concept decides to not book the higher fee DJs, it might do something to the quality of the evening as well.
No.
And so it's not only that you attract all those people. It's not only that conversion that is important. There's just so much more to it.
But it is a measurement, as in it tells something about your popularity.
Yeah, but let's say you book Bassjackers. It's not per se that let's say we're in Los Angeles, that everybody who's at the venue is per se a fan of Bassjackers. They're a fan of the sound that Bassjackers represent. So you have to be known enough in your scene, and let's say a punk band comes to the great city of Waalwijk, which I live in, and I like punk. Then I don't really care which punk band it is. It shouldn't be too bad of a band, but if it's like decent quality, I will go there. So make sure you're decent quality.
It's something to consider as well when you're like trying to go for a niche or like build a niche. You won't benefit from this. So I've been my career always known as an EDM act, let's say, big room, whatever you want to call it. So I could play venues that had, let's say in Asia, there's like an international guest DJ. that venue is going to be probably pretty full. And then Jay Hardway would look good on the lineup because he's one of the names that plays that kind of music.
Yeah.
So then it's very beneficial for me to be known as not a niche, but like more general, I guess, electronic music.
It's so clear that it cannot be everybody. You do have to have some marketable assets like hits, tracks, your looks. Definitely, yeah. Sometimes
looks matter. It's very true.
Not always, because sometimes it helps if you don't have the looks. Then that's your unique selling point.
Then that's also a look.
It's like with actors. If you have a very recognizable face, it doesn't mean you're. Oh, sorry.
No, you said looks, not good looks.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like with actors. Think about a lot of actors and why they're famous is because they have a certain look.
So he's a good one. He's a handsome guy.
Who?
Far from it. Danny DeVito.
Oh yeah, Danny DeVito. Does he still does movies? I think he's very old now.
But I think that it is a bit underestimated that a lot of your let's say brand is actually your looks. People will recognize you or not, and some people just have a very recognizable face, and some don't. And what is a recognizable face? No one really knows, but a lot of actors are like famous for their looks.
Jim Carrey.
Yes, they can act, but there's a lot of people who can act really well. Yeah. But just the ones that can act really well and have the looks, not good looks, but like a certain look, they will have a more chance of making it in big movies or series or.
True. Have you guys seen that the Avicii documentary will be launched? I think next week.
Then I haven't seen it.
I have seen something about it.
Yeah, the trailer went live.
Oh, I didn't see it.
I hope it's like to promote talks about mental health. I do think postpartum, let's say, is that how you say it? There's been so much about Avicii that I'm also a bit like, let it rest or something. I feel sometimes are they milking it but that's just
I'm gonna say it now. He's the most amazing EDM artist ever.
Yes.
Agreed.
Like nobody comes even close.
I saw a clip coming by about this topic. Jopke, that I think it was his father in an interview mentioning this. Like, aren't we milking it? That was kind of the question.
Yeah.
And he said like, no, because the only way to keep this conversation going and to keep it active and is by and also by delivering like to the fans, because he still has a lot of fans who would like to watch and hear new stuff from him, and all the money that they make goes into the, how do you call it, stichting? Foundation. Yeah, it goes into some sort of foundation, which they probably use for good causes. So I wouldn't say they're necessarily
all the revenue on his music as well.
I'm not sure.
Because there's a lot of revenue on his music. I'm just saying, like, of course, I appreciate the dad and his what he's trying to do, and I think it's amazing. I love seeing the new documentary, but you have to also realize there are some people that just benefit from more Avicii because they still make money off it, and it's always a bit that I'm like, another documentary. It's
how they will fill it in. I mean, for me, I think there's more to Avicii that has been shown in the other documentary, and I think there's only one other one. Yeah, why not two that shines a different light on him? Maybe it's a different light on him as being like this amazing artist who could write melodies that would amaze everybody, who could see angles in music that nobody else sees, with a speed that nobody has, and
This documentary is called I'm Tim, and I believe it's more personal, as in it's really about his story from a child to his death. And the previous documentary was more about his building his success, right? Like building his career. So
and the downfall.
I remember seeing this last documentary in the movie theater, and it was like pretty confronting as well. But then he like the end was good because he didn't die yet. He was just quit, and he was like living a more peaceful life. And then later the news came out, like
shit.
a few months
I
after.
didn't even remember, yeah.
And I remember like that was like extra sad because you're like, oh, I'm so glad he got out of that toxic place he was in his head. And then, yeah, we all know what happened. It's sad.
It's crazy.
But yeah, I think, I didn't look at it that way, and I'm actually really glad that it will come.
Yeah,
and I'm
same. I'm very looking forward to see it. But there's just part of me that's like, do we have to keep like? But there's one thing that when they released this album that wasn't finished, I think that set a wrong tone for me because it also sounded a bit unfinished, and I'm like, would he have wanted some of that stuff to be released? And it's just a bit. Yeah,
I think they did the same with Michael Jackson. They also, and I think the Beatles maybe even as well, that they released unreleased songs later on.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that goes.
Tupac.
Sorry.
Tupac.
Tupac, really?
Yeah, a lot of unreleased shit lying around that they still released. Yeah.
Okay, didn't know.
But it's a shame he's not around. I would really be curious what he would come up with. I think
at this era.
In this era, yeah. I think sometimes I'm a little bit disappointed in the heroes of before that don't come true, in my opinion. Some do, and I would really be curious how he would have come at this market because it's changed so much. And you don't want to be the Rolling Stones, you know. That they were amazing for quite some time, but eventually all the new music just we don't remember them for the new music that became irrelevant. You want to be also make relevant music.
Yeah, true.
Although that's how I look at it.
One other interesting thing that I found last week, I'm actually not sure. Oh, I know. I heard this in another podcast, and it was about a band, and I thought that's actually a very interesting point, because he said, wait, let me check the question. Should DJs consider changing their set every time they play to maintain the element of surprise, especially since online content can reveal key moments as seen with artists like Anima? So
we've had this basically this discussion. Yeah? Was it last week or
did we
about live DJing?
Yeah, last week.
No, but more like should you oh yeah, I know which one you mean, but this is like, should you implement something in your show that constantly changes because people are kind of expecting something from the show because they've seen it online, right? Like with Anima, that thing, that moment. If you're going to an Anima show now, it's kind of already spoiled because you already saw the biggest moment in the set going viral.
Depends, because it could also be the thing that you're just thrilling to see live happening instead of online.
Instead of on a screen. Yeah, I agree.
There's different ways to look at it.
It depends on what kind of artist you are.
This was a band, but that got me thinking, like, could this also work for DJs? As in, because of content, everything becomes like online, so you'll know it before you even went. I don't know. I thought it was an interesting thing.
It's like, do you want to see Steve Aoki throw a cake in someone's face, or do you want to have that cake thrown in your face? It's a totally different experience.
Throw steaks next time.
Yeah, steaks. And they're like, why? I thought he was known for cakes.
What? Yeah.
And then he'll be like, okay, I have this list. Cakes work. Steaks, not too much.
Not so much.
Glasses of milk?
Maybe.
Okay. No glass.
But you're going to see Steve Aoki if that's something you want, and you're gonna see him, and you want to experience the cake moments.
Yeah, that's true. It's kind of I always remember that. I think Ralph mentioned it in one of the first podcasts we both, like, years ago, recorded. So before we did it weekly. you mentioned the Die Hard concept, as in if you go to Die Hard 2, you kind of want it to be the same as Die Hard 1, right? And if it's not the same, you're disappointed because it's a whole different movie. So what do I pay for? It's the same with Need for Speed. There's like 12 Need for Speeds, and they're all the same. And it's
Need for Speed. You mean Fast and Furious?
Fast and Furious, yeah.
same thing.
Fast and Furious 1 is really good, and the rest is really different. But I get it. Yes, it has to be about the cars, and especially Fast and Furious is for me a franchise that kind of lost the point.
Yeah.
I mean, the cars just went flying, just went too far, and
it's just certain things like you want to see back.
Helicopters with cars, that's
it's certain jokes and things that come back every now and then. It's like if James Bond doesn't drink his martini,
exactly.
You're like a vodka martini. Then you're like, why didn't he do that? He needs to drink a vodka martini, shaken, not stirred.
Yeah, for me also, the new James Bonds, I didn't like them so much. I want him to be the womanizer, the guy. He could talk his way into anything.
He was. But they changed him a little bit. I like Daniel Craig.
Dude, I don't want to watch a human on film. I see humans all day, every day. They suck.
I think where they went really well with Daniel Craig, because that's the guy we're talking about. They started out really well. He was like a bit of a not so perfect guy, and then the more movies they made with him, I think they went a bit too far with.
Oh yeah, but they should have gone Idris Elba, man.
Yeah,
man,
that's a good one.
Opportunity. No, he's too old.
They may still.
He's too old now.
An old James Bond, huh?
Oh wow, washed up James Bond.
But it's like with Marvel. If you watch the Marvel movies, at the end, after the end credits, everybody knows there's going to be like some teaser or some Easter egg.
Let's say
that's the stuff you want to
do it. Yeah, you would be disappointed. So Joey, we disagree.
Okay, perfect.
You too, Jay? You disagree with Joey, right?
Yeah, it wasn't really like he said something that you can agree or disagree with.
But that's okay.
I agree with the question.
Hey guys,
just disagree, man.
Yeah, I agree with Ralph. I agree with Ralph.
Yes.
I
love this jingle.
I actually been working on new jingle.
Can we do the jingle one more time, because I was talking through it?
I actually have been working on new jingles, as you requested. We're still working on it. I gotta say,
Joey, this is the best piece of music you've ever made.
I know. and it hasn't even been me.
It really speaks to me.
Yeah, it hits you.
It's really
good. It hits you different.
It's really good.
To everyone listening, if you're not part of the community yet, we have a Discord community where you can drop in your questions every week. The link is in the description, so feel free to join. Also for the people in the live chat right now. Yeah, feel free to join. You're more than happy. You're more than happy.
You're more than happy.
You're more than welcome. Why isn't it bubbling up? Yeah. Hey, there you go.
Because you're on the Apple.
I'm on Apple.
It is bubbling up, but it's out on the left of the screen, where the people don't see it.
No. Anyway, we have some questions in the community this week. Starting off with Mikey Foden.
Related to Phil Foden?
Recently been learning about covers, only needing a mechanical license. As I have a son who loves to sing, it's an opportunity to potentially self-release some covers with him of the songs he like. Have you heard much about doing this kind of thing before? It's covering, right?
Yep.
We do it all the time, full cover. Yeah. You don't get any royalties. Publishing.
And you are free to do it, right? It's just a cover that you make. You just have to. You can't.
They can flag it and take it offline. It's a gray area, but I mean, you see a lot of covers online. If there's a track that has no covers online, then you should be. That's a red flag. And they're probably really protective about their copyright.
Or you have a jam.
Yeah. Probably not. I mean, the world's so freaking transparent.
Just make sure you don't use anything of the original.
No.
You have to re-record everything, re-sing everything.
Yeah.
You can't use any original sample.
Yeah. That's a good point. Question from Renzo. I've noticed recently that a lot of music is more sample based. Are you using more samples instead of synths than previously? Ralph.
Definitely, yeah.
Audio guy.
Audio guy. No, eventually there will be MIDI in there and automations and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, sample banks, where to get them are so sophisticated right now. There's no need to reinvent the wheel, in my opinion. And we talked about this. There's no shame in using samples. I actually salute it. And last time we talked about this, I told you about the Knos of Steve Angello, which I really like. It's a sample, and I thought it was from Vengeance samples. It's a loop, and he just used the loop one-on-one. Of course, he processed it, but it's in the track, and it became an amazing track. So if you would be the type that said, I'm not going to use samples, you would never made a really special track. So just use everything. It's just you need to make cool, good music that people can play and enjoy. And how you do it is actually really irrelevant. And samples are so good nowadays. Yeah, take your advantage.
I've always used a lot of samples, but I like to layer them with a lead sound. So you layer it with a synth, or you use it as like effects or atmosphere effects. It really brings your track alive, and it can make like a lead sound, which is just a simple saw or something, a simple lead, really special if you find the right little pluck or something that's sampled. And this is how I also sampled my track Bootcamp. If you don't know it, check it out. It has a really cool,
was that a shill?
Sample. That's a bunch of samples.
It's a shill, everybody.
I'm working on a sample for that.
For the shill.
What?
No, I'm working on a sample for.
Okay. But Bootcamp, my track, it's out already 10 years or so. But it's actually a really cool lead sound, and it's really weird because it has all these different sounds that play the same lead synth. And actually, Calvin Harris, if you're watching, you might be watching or listening. You, I think, sampled that lead sound in your track Dollar Signs. Because it is the exact same sound. It has this same like little bell that is out of tune, which I love it. So if that's really true, please, it would be amazing. We can be friends. You know, I see this whole future of us working on music together. But I use a lot of samples. It just depends a bit what you're going for as well.
that felt so honest. Like it was, it was so pure. Like, we can be friends. Please reach out.
Please respond. Please listen to my demo.
You know, I'm watching this series, which is really bad, but I watch it when I lie in bed and I cannot sleep, and I don't want to watch any good stuff. So normally I watch these sea horror movies, but I was now stumbled upon this stupid series called La Brea. Man, it is bad. I'm actually ashamed that I watch it. Yeah, it's and don't even look at it. I haven't even looked it up on IMDb. I'm ashamed, but for some reason I want to finish it. Sometimes there's these talks and I just forward through it because it's so bad. Why do you watch it? I don't know. But the guy in there is cold, and man, I was watching it. His name sounds so good. But his name was Gavin Harris. And I didn't even make the connection. I was like, why does his name sound so good? And I was like, it's a really good artist name, but now I know.
Yeah, very good artist.
It's his brother.
Should have been there.
Yeah. Which sample packs and synths are you using the most right now, and why?
Man, it's just Splice for me, and I'm actually now making a wee bit harder music, and I'm using Hades or Technovolt. Yeah. A wee bit, yeah.
FL Cloud, man.
FL Cloud.
FL Cloud.
FL Cloud has a lot of samples like Splice. I use FL Cloud. I use Splice as well. I think Splice I use the most actually.
Yeah, I took
and I think the trick to finding good samples is constantly like look for new samples, look for new presets, look for the newest packs, because you can get inspired and you can find a sound that no one has used yet.
I also like being on Splice and don't click the most popular, but most recent. Then you get the new shit. But also, when you see a pack and it kind of speaks to you, then download the whole pack and just use that pack for a while. And don't switch too often. Sometimes it was really bad.
Also a good one.
Yeah, to get to know a sample pack. And I use a shitload of Vengeance. Like a lot.
Vengeance has been ruling the scene for a long time.
Yeah, but they've been gone, and now Retro is in, and now they're the benchmark again.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Let's see. There's also some questions in the chat.
You know what's funny about it?
No.
And it's actually because it's not the best samples you can get, but now it has this human touch to it because it has error in it, and you cannot find it anywhere because everything is so sleek and smooth. And that's actually also always when I'm in search of a certain clap that needs to sound like it's from the 90s, then I go to Vengeance because it needs to have that errors, that badly processed shit.
It has the imperfections.
It's actually weird. Huh?
It has the imperfections that makes it perfect.
Definitely. Yeah, no, but it's just that's when you're looking for that, you need to go back into time. So, but it's actually funny because nowadays your processing has become less because everything sounds so good. It's actually like nowadays almost impossible to make bad sounding shit. But yeah.
Try it.
Try it. Hey.
Lion Heron asks, which sample pack does Ralph use for hard dance, happy hardcore style kicks?
I don't know specific names. Whenever I do that, because I don't make that occasionally or on a structural basis, but then I just use Splice.
Is Boa Dicia a track of yours?
Yeah.
He likes that kick.
Yeah, it's just a kick. I don't know where we got it from. Yeah.
Sampled.
Oh, it's a sample, most definitely a sample. Yeah, I ran across a certain pack, and I can look it up. I'll look it up, and I'll just blurt it out, and you guys can do your fucking unoriginal talk.
A question from T Falcon in the chat. Aside from
let's talk about golf. I'm allowed now.
Aside from optimizing your social media and releasing music, how much should you focus on asking venues and promoters if you can perform for them?
How much should you ask?
Like aside from releasing your music and what did he say? Posting on social media, like how much should you focus on asking venues and promoters?
I think you should, like, every once in a while go make a list of venues that are close to you, that you might know someone, or that are in the neighborhood, or you can drive there, and just email them or go there when they're just opening and just ask someone, hey, I'm a DJ, how does this work? Ask the DJ. But how much should you focus on? That's really difficult, but yeah, just give yourself like, hey, this week I'm going to find 5 venues or 2 venues where I want to play. Give yourself like some time limit, and it can be a week, it can be a month, depending on how much time you have. Time management is, I think, very difficult. But don't linger on it. So make the plan, send out the emails, and move on. Check back 2 weeks later. Nothing happened. Okay, new plan. And that way you don't linger on, oh, should I ask that club? Just email them and go on.
I know that a lot of artists also struggle with this, as in they wonder if it's even smart to reach out to promoters. or venues?
Yeah, it depends. I mean, you don't. When you're working on other stuff, it might also be good for you to gain a little bit more momentum. Let's say you're doing a release in 2 months. Just wait for that, see how it goes, and so yeah, it's sometimes also strategic. Maybe better to have a little bit more body. Let's call it that.
Yeah, just make a plan and stick to that. So don't think in one afternoon, I'm now going to email these 6 clubs. Just make it a week, or like think about it a little bit more than one day, which is hard sometimes.
By the way,
we producers get impulsive.
I sent two things to your or to the artist coaching Instagram. 2 packs that I like. You can share it in the Discord. So everybody head over to the Discord.
To the Instagram, dude.
Dude, Instagram is still used by a lot of young people.
I know.
But I was also thinking still about if you should not reach out. If you reach out, just keep it short and get to the point.
Yeah.
Also, if you send music, we don't need to hear the story about the music. Hey, dude, here's some music. I hope you like it. Is it something for a label?
Don't even care how old you are. It doesn't matter. Your name doesn't matter.
Also, for demos, we don't care if it's mastered or unmastered. That's also just an excuse for its sound. It's not finished yet. Finish it, and that's it.
Is that something Deadmau5 said once?
I don't know.
You said that.
Well, he listens to this podcast, so he might just steal from us. He's live right now. He's watching.
A question from
Hey, Mousy Mouse.
Fresh Coast is coming in. Looking back,
I call him Mousy Mouse.
What?
Yeah.
I can call him Mousy Mouse.
Oh, Mousy Mouse.
We're friends.
Mr. Mousy Mouse.
Oh, you mean Joel?
Tool and Joel.
Tool. Question from Fresh Coast. Looking back at 2024, is there anything you regret or anything you would have done differently in retrospect?
Regret? I never have any regrets. Would I have done differently? Probably about 1 million things, but I don't look back that much on the choices I make. You just remember what you did and how it worked out, and then the next time a situation like that appears, you look back to your experience, let's say. So I never any regrets. Until now.
I always think about that tattoo. Did you ever see that? That guy?
No regrets.
That's funny. Man, we did a lot of tricks this year, I see.
You?
Yeah.
Well, why did you turn yellow?
Yeah, you
probably because of the screen.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I was watching Spotify, like what we did. Should we have done some stuff differently? I don't know. All in all, I'm really happy with the year. So let's just. I liked what Jay just said. We actually have similar names. Jay, Joey.
We almost were the 3 J's, and then you joined. No. I see a question that confused me a bit.
Which one?
How long have you been friends?
Yeah, who says we're friends?
What is this guy talking about? Friends? Dude.
Like we've known each other for...
Get your head off your ass, man. I'm not friends with these kind of guys.
I think we've met a long time ago. I think I've met Ralph already, 14, 15 years ago. Jay later.
I saw Joey live once in Eindhoven.
You saw me live. But when did we meet?
So I knew who he.
When did we first met? Was that in London, in the Ministry of Sound?
Probably.
With Josh?
But it felt like back then. This was probably like then 2018-ish, 19.
Oh, that's pretty late, man.
17. But I felt like I knew you already for some reason. I don't know why.
Online,
probably
you were stalking.
Online and my music.
Yeah.
I mean, then he comes back with these community questions, jingles. Man, you're so amazing.
What a comeback. What a comeback.
And Ralph and me, I think, met Through Martin Garrix?
I think through Martin Garrix.
Or Ace Agency?
Ace, the Christmas.
Yeah, you did.
Our anniversary then. But I remember we went to I Love Techno with Martijn.
No, 11-year anniversary.
Yeah, I picked you up in Drunen City.
Yeah, you picked me up also for the Christmas drinks for Ace Agency.
Okay, then I think that was later, and then we had
could be.
That was a cool night at I Love Techno, and then Martin Garrix was there, but also Carnage,
Dylan Francis,
name Gordo, Dylan Francis, yeah, and they were all playing I Love Techno.
Oh, really?
What a different world it was, yeah.
Yeah.
Does that? I don't think that event even exists anymore.
I don't think so either. I don't know actually. But we can look it up because there's this wondrous thing called the internet.
I think us three kind of found each other about 2 years ago. We started to do more.
Or maybe even 3. No, so definitely we spoke through the whole NFT boom, which is also like 3 years ago. Yeah, and I was in Spain then for a few months.
That's true. So let's say 3 years.
Yeah.
Wow, time flies.
Time flies when you're having fun, and we have so much together.
We are all from Brabant.
Yeah.
And that's just the region in Holland where the best people come from.
Yeah. And they also have the best food called frikandels.
Frikandel.
It's true.
Oh man, I would kill for a frikandel right now. With wine. Nice.
I'm going to gourmet tonight.
Hey.
Oh, that's amazing, dude. Now I want to be a friend.
We are going to gourmet tomorrow. Like for everyone, I think that's a very Dutch thing. I think most people don't know what gourmet is. Like gourmet is you sit on.
Find a photo of a gourmet style, then people will instantly get it. It's like
the Artist Coaching Podcast is talking about gourmet, right?
Yeah, wait, let me. Because this
shouldn't we be the Artist Nonsense Podcast?
This is a thing in the Netherlands.
Nonsense.
Let me.
I do like interesting questions though. Can we have some more?
Look at this. Like in the Netherlands, we sit on the table and we bake and fry and like we prepare our food on the table, all with each other. Like there's raw fish, like raw meat, raw vegetables, and you just put it on that tray and start baking it. And during that, you have a conversation with everyone, and that's like a thing.
And also, the table is like covered with all different sauces in glass bottles.
Yeah, you want to drown everything in sauce.
And you don't have to bake your food, but there's a high probability you will be sick if you don't.
Yeah, and your house stinks like food for 18 days.
Yeah. Your house will smell.
Yeah, you're going to regret it. You're going to regret it. But it's totally worth it.
It sounds very cool. It's not a sales pitch.
Actually, in China, they understand kind of this concept.
Yeah, Korean
because
barbecue.
You have hot pot.
Yeah, it's Korean barbecue also.
No, in China you have hot pot.
But that's more cheese. That's more cheese.
It's a big like giant pot of boiling soup in the middle of your table where you then boil your food in, and it's like I always love going out for hot pot in China because it feels like with your team. Like you're going do gourmet, so it's Christmas
Asian gourmet.
You know, also, which is fun, like a typical place where you gourmet is at the bowling arena. Then you go bowling.
Really?
Afterwards, you go gourmet.
That's true. I actually did this last year.
Yeah.
We went bowling.
Maybe it's also a little bit of a Brabant thing, but that's why Brabanders are amazing. So if you ever go to visit Holland and you speak from somebody who has a hard G,
and the artist coaching team is gonna do an outing next year, and Joey will do a vlog. So we're gonna go bowling, I guess.
Oh yeah,
bowling,
something like that.
Oh, that would be.
Hey, we should in the Discord do well. Maybe we should do a like giant meetup with everyone, or we let the people vote.
Meet up, like meet. And beats and bowling and meat. Wow. Dude, there's something in this.
But they can vote for what we should do as an activity.
I lost my cool right there. I'm so enthusiastic.
That's a cool idea. We can actually create a poll and say like, okay, what should we do? Like Should we do like bowling, climbing?
Go producing at J Hardway's studio, or beats and bowling and meet up.
Yeah. Actually, there's a question if you guys will ever make a song together again.
Oh, yeah, we should.
Is it again? Did you ever make a song?
Yeah, El Mariachi. And Dinosaur.
Yeah, and it was a really good one. And Dinosaur, actually also a really good track. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Jay actually can do shit I can't. And that's like cool breakdowns, put a little emotion in there, nice melodies. And I'm not so good at it.
Ralph's the drop guy. The make it work in a club and festival.
Yeah.
And that's
the bomb dropper.
together. I think definitely sometime we will create something. But you also, with these kind of things, you kind of need the right track. So if I ever make something that I think this sounds like Bassjackers, I will send it.
Yeah, I think.
And the other way around as well. But right now we're a bit far away apart sound wise.
Yep.
But in the future, Ralph will come back to like melodic house. And he will be like, Jay, you were right all along.
I'm the dark side, man.
I'm the dark side. Like 126 BPM.
Ugh. No problem.
I see in YouTube people are down for a meetup.
Yeah, Marco Velper says near
so-
Eindhoven. It's actually pretty close to Eindhoven. Like my office is like a 20-minute drive from Eindhoven. It's doable.
Eindhoven is fun.
Eindhoven is fun.
We can go to Straat om Zijnd.
Yeah,
Hey.
exactly.
Yeah, get beat up.
Ja, het is wel altijd vet. Nee, Tilburg. Tilburg is worse.
No, I like to. I've been.
Tilburg always worse.
I only know one guy who actually got in trouble in Tilburg, and that's Epster.
Oh yeah, he was picked up by the popo.
That was
Man,
fun.
if those stories.
Yeah. But actually, that's a good idea.
All comes open at some point.
In the upcoming year, I will try to host like a meetup or something somewhere in the Netherlands, and
Meet!
and we'll try to do something nice all together. That's actually pretty fun. There's Marco Velper lives near Eindhoven, so he's probably there. So that's gonna be nice. Okay, guys. I guess.
Is there any more producing related question
No.
somewhere? Come on, people.
Why didn't you make a jingle that says Artist Coaching Christmas Edition Podcast? Dun-dun-dun-dun.
I was busy moving. Like I'm working on it. I have like the jingle for Knowledge Bomb and the jingle for I just
So wisdom bomb.
yeah, Wisdom Bomb and the other one, the
Knowledge bomb.
oh, the shill,
Dude.
the shilling moment.
Yeah, the shill moment.
Yeah,
You know,
but I wonder if I'll top this.
So good. So
Too
good.
good,
man.
too good. Yeah. Okay, guys.
Will they ever
Merry Christmas!
Merry
make a documentary about Joey?
What?
If they ever make a documentary about you, this is the highlight.
This is it.
This is where you work towards. Like all your ups and downs lead to the jingle of community.
This is it. It's all downhill from here.
It's sometimes when you're making a jingle, like as a joke or something, you sometimes think, all my choices, my entire life have led me to this. And you're like,
The best. It just sticks in
Yeah.
your brain.
or when you're scrolling TikTok on the toilet and you're like, for a second thinking like, all those choices, all those, and then you're there.
They
let me
scrolling through
And there you
TikTok.
are. Yeah. True.
So if you eat gourmet raw, all those choices the next day.
True.
Yeah, don't look to TikTok too much because you're going to need some something to do.
Yeah. True.
You do.
Hey, if you are listening right now or watching to this podcast and you haven't subscribed to our channel or on Spotify or on Apple Music yet, please rate our podcast. Please follow and subscribe because it's simply what we need. It's just this is like a transactional moment. Like we need you to do this. We want to thank you for it. We also noticed that the followers are actually getting pretty high on YouTube, so that's great. Thank you for that.
Oh, DJ Bull, that's also a thing. Woo!
We will be back next week with another episode, and that will be the last one of the year. Jay will be gone on a holiday as always. That's actually
You won't be late then.
this is the last one of the year. Next year is 1st of January. So that's a wrap for now. I want to thank everyone for listening for this year, and looking forward to doing the community events and stuff next year. Thanks again, guys. Thanks.
It's like a 3-minute saying bye.
Jay.
Just say
Say
Jay.
bye. Follow, subscribe,
Jay,
bye.
enjoy your holiday.
Love you.
Well,
have a nice day.
enjoy your
Don't
wine.
blow off all your fingers with the fireworks,
We will
or else
see
you cannot produce.
next year. Bye bye.
Adios.